Army troop ship General Randall arrives at Bremerhaven, Germany with a boatload of replacements and one irreplaceable. A multitude of fans turns the occasion into a triumphal personal appearance for the one and only Elvis Presley. The well-known guitarist has come to bolster NATO forces, in particular a 3rd U.S. Armored Division tank unit. But even before he begins his overseas training, it would seem he has given U.S. entertainment a tremendous boost. Elvis wants to purchase a guitar in Germany, but the rock and roll beat seems to have invaded these shores before its famous champion.
An international crowd of reporters and photographers from all major news outlets in Germany arrive at Ray Barracks, Friedberg, for a special press conference. The most famous enlisted man and usurer during the last year and a half is about to go back to his millions of fans. Because he has been almost completely away from singing and acting while in the Army, reporters have plenty of questions about the future to ask Sergeant Elvis Presley. Elvis says he plans to continue with his style of rock and roll singing, but without his famous sideburns. However, his greatest interest is now in serious dramatic acting. Also of great interest to reporters are his feelings about the Army. When asked by a Screen Digest interviewer if his military experience has been beneficial to him in any way, Elvis said,
"It's been a big help in both my career and on my personal life, because I've learned a lot. I made a lot of friends that I never would have made otherwise. And I've had a lot of good experiences and some bad ones, naturally. It's good to rough it, to put yourself to a test, to see if you can take it, see if you can stand up under it.
Another thing we hear a lot about in the Army, especially here, is that we are not only soldiers, but goodwill ambassadors.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it's definite. It stands to reason, because we are in a foreign country, and what we do here will reflect on America and our way of life.
As the press conference ends, photographers move in to get that one last picture. An attractive girl reporter gets a kiss, and then an encore as the flash bulbs pop. Elvis has only one day of processing before leaving Usurer. He takes with him many good memories and pride in his military service.
At Fort Dix, New Jersey, Sergeant Elvis Presley is mustered out after 2 years of Army service. The rock and roll idol of millions is back on the scene. Among his greeters, Nancy Sinatra, daughter of another well-known vocalist. Elvis is glad as can be to be back and eager to start singing. He's also nearly interested in becoming a serious actor. The Army's loss may be the drama's gain. Who knows?
The most publicized soldier since Napoleon, Elvis Presley, with girlfriend Priscilla Beaulieu to see him off, was leaving Frankfurt at the end of his Army service. So it was farewell to military glory and to 16-year-old Priscilla. What fame for that girl to have been a friend of the Emperor of rock and roll. At Fort Dix, New Jersey, newsreels, TV, the press, the lot, told the world how Elvis came marching home. For 17 interminable months, the cats hadn't seen him. What a price to pay for national defense. But he was home at last, Nancy Sinatra at his side, and the pelvis was all set to take up his career where he laid it down, to keep the enemies of Uncle Sam on their side of the curtain. And have you noticed we don't hear half so much talk of that Cold War nowadays? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Quiet, everybody. Elvis is going to speak to the nation.
Sobering Army life changed your mind about rock and roll?
sobering Army life. No, it hasn't. It hasn't changed my mind, because I was in tanks for a long time, you see, and they rock and roll quite a bit.